Hello, Ms. Weinlander here, and today I'm going to go through the video for Unit 6, Lesson 3 quiz retake. So, in this recording, we're going to go through all the problems on that original quiz that you took in Connexus. At some point during this video, I'm going to say the secret word, and that's the word you need to enter in your Google form to get the retake. And I'm also going to explain the reason that you're here watching this video right now and how to retake quizzes and earn points back. So let's jump into the original quiz. So on the first question here, it said, what is the slope of the line in the graph shown below? Now there's a couple ways that you can do slope. Remember, it's the change in y over the change in x. Sometimes people think of it as rise over run. They told you the rise over run, which is pretty nice. So you could just put that in. So rise over run, -2 divided by 1. -2 divided by 1 is -2. So the slope is -2. For question 2, it also asks you to find the slope, but this time there's no graph. They just give you 2 points. So remember again, it's the change in y over the change in x. So remember, rise is talking about the y-axis. Run is talking about the x-axis. So rise over run. Also remember, it goes x and then y. So I always label these. So I'll first point first, second point second. And let's substitute it in. So y2 is 1. So 1 minus y1, which is -3. That's being divided by x2, which is 1 minus x1, which is -2. Now when they're negatives, make sure you still do subtracting the negative. It is important. It does change things. So 1 minus -3, that's like 1 plus 3. So 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by 1 minus -2, or 1 plus 2, which is 3. So your slope here is 4/3, that last option. The third question here asks you for the constant of variation. So that is when you have an equation kind of like y is equal to kx. You're relating x and y. K is that constant of variation. It is also like the slope. It's the rate of change. So again, you want to put it in this format. So right now you have -4y is equal to 8x. We want to get y by itself. So since it's being multiplied by -4, we do the inverse, which is divide by -4. That gets us 8 divided by -4, which is -2x. So the constant of variation is -2. That means that it varies at the same amount, -2 every single time, rate of change. So for number 4, we're going to suppose y varies directly with x. So that right away lets you know that y is equal to kx. There's a direct variation. When you multiply some number by x, you're going to get to y. We just don't know what that number is yet. They do tell you that when y is 24, x is equal to 8. So let's substitute that in. So y is 24 when x is 8. We still don't know what k is, but we know enough algebra to solve for k. So when two variables are next to each other, it means multiplication. So k times 8. What's the inverse of multiplying by 8? It would be dividing by 8. There we go. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So 3 is equal to k. So our constant of variation is 3. So now we know more of our formula, which is instead of y is equal to k times x, is y equal to 3x. So when it asks us find the value of y when x is equal to 10, we can now do that because we can substitute in 10 for x. So now y is equal to 3 times 10, or 30. So that's that second option there. All right, for number 5, it says what is the equation for the line with the slope 2/3 and y-intercept 9? Well, there's many ways you can write an equation. The probably a more typical one is slope-intercept form. So that's y is equal to mx plus b, remembering that m is slope and b is the y-intercept. That makes it especially nice when you're given the slope and the y-intercept because you can substitute those in. So the slope is 2/3. So we can write 2/3 x plus b. Well, the y-intercept is 9, so plus 9. There's our equation. We just need to find it. Right there, it's that third option. Alright, so for number 6, we are going to do a similar thing. Before that, we're going to say that secret word that you'll need to type in your Google form. And so that word is hopes. I thought of that because I saw a quote from Nelson Mandela. So he was in South Africa raising about the anti-apartheid. You can look him up if you haven't heard of him before. But he said that may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. So the secret word is hopes. So you'll type in hopes and maybe think about what that quote means to you. So may your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. May you choose things based on things you want to achieve rather than choose things in fear of not achieving something. So again, hopes is the secret word. So when you're writing an equation in slope-intercept form, remember slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. Slope, y-intercept. For a line that passes through these 2 points, well, with just those points, we're not given immediately slope or y-intercept. But like we did earlier in the quiz, we can find the slope when we're given 2 points. So let's do that first. So remember, to find the slope, it's the change in y divided by the change in x. Oops, x1 there. So we have xy, xy, first point, second point. So y2 is 1 minus y1, which is negative 3. Divided by x2, which is 3 minus x1, which is 1. So when we solve that, we have 1 minus negative 3, which is 4, divided by 3 minus 1, which is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So the slope we know is 2. So we're going to know a little bit more about this equation. We now know that it's y is equal to 2x plus b, because we know that slope piece. But we don't know the y-intercept yet. However, we know x and y. We know at least one point on the graph, so we can substitute in either of these points and solve for b. Let's just pick the first one just because it's first there. So when we have y is equal to 2x plus b, in this case our y is negative 3, so negative 3 is equal to 2. Our x is 1 plus b. Well, when we simplify, 2 times 1 is 2. Solve for b, let's subtract 2 from both sides. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. 2 minus 2 is 0, so negative 5 is equal to b. So that means that we can continue with our equation here. We now know the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is negative 5. So let's find our equation of y is equal to 2x minus 5. It looks like that last option here. All right, so now that you've seen me go through all of the original test questions, make sure you finish the Google form, put in the secret word, finish answering all the rest of the questions. If you get the correct secret word, I'll send you a webmail with the quiz retake attached. Remember, you only have to do the questions that you originally missed. You don't have to answer every single one unless you missed every single one the first time on your quiz. If you missed question 2, answer question 2 on the retake. If you got question 3 correct, do not answer question 3 on the retake. So you're going to write those out, take a picture, send it back to me, and then you can earn points back in your gradebook. Now, if this video didn't help enough, maybe you still have some questions about what to do. With all these concepts that we went over, you're still not feeling confident to take the retake yet. Remember, there's lesson videos for each of these. So right now for Unit 6, we've watched 3 videos, hopefully, lesson 1, 2, and 3. There's also a quiz retake or quiz study guide and a video going over that study guide. If you've watched all of those, still have questions, that's exactly what Mrs. Will and myself are here for. So let us know and we'll help you answer any questions you have and increase your learning, which will then increase your grade. So let us know if you have any questions, and best of luck on the retake.